Today we're going to start using the regression equation to calculate out key metrics in business. Now, before we do this, one of the things that we're going to need to use is if you go under data and on the ribbon you should have an analyze. Now you won't have solver because we did not ask you to install that, but you should have the data analysis. We're going to need that. So if you don't have that, it's a free add-in, so just go to File, go down here to Options, and then from Options you're going to go to Add-ins. And then under Add-ins you're going to go Manage Excel Add-ins, hit Go, and you want to click the Analysis Tool Pack. I believe in Mac it's under Tools and Options, but I'm not too sure on that. You'll have to do some independent research on that. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we are going to take a look at this problem. So we've got a company that produces 3 different products, A, B, and C, and the company has kept track of the number of units produced of each product and the total production cost for the last 15 months. So their goal is to predict the production cost using the number of units of A, B, and C completed. So basically they made a bunch of stuff, they know what the total cost is, but they don't know what the cost, the variable cost of each unit is. And so what we're going to do is we are going to use a regression analysis to figure out what they're using. Not what they're using, but what the variable cost per unit is. And actually doing it this way, we're also going to figure out the fixed cost of the factory. So we're going to get a couple different things out of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a scatter plot of total production versus each unit produced. We're going to build a multiple regression analysis to calculate out those final costs, those fixed and variable costs. We're going to interpret all of the key metrics for this multiple regression. And whenever I'm talking about the key metrics in a multiple regression, we are talking about R squared, the intercept, and the slopes. And using this multiple regression equation, what we're going to do is predict the total production cost in months 16 and 17. So let's go and look at this here, and what I have is I have the past 15 months of data. Column A is how many units of, column B is how many units of A we made, column C is units of B, column D is units of C. Those are a little bit off, so I'm confusing myself. Column E is the total cost of the factory. Now, we have production data from months 16 and 17, so we're going to put together this multiple regression analysis to calculate out what's going on here in the total cost. Now, the first thing that we want to do is we're going to want to build this table, the scatter plot of total production cost versus units produced, so we're going to start right there. Instead of doing this one in Excel, though, we're going to make the graph, the visualizations in Tableau. So here's a blank Tableau book that I've got. So I'm going to file. I'm going to, actually, no, I'm not going to file open because I've already opened. I'm going to go to data source. I'm going to go to my Microsoft Excel files, and we're going to go into chapter 10. Chapter 10 and 11 are just put together, and we're going to work on total production cost. So we're going to open that up, and we're going to use the data tab. Now we do have a data tab and a Tableau tab. What the difference between those are is you'll notice on the data tab we're going to be predicting months 16 and 17. I've taken those out for the Tableau tab because I don't want to put these points in because I don't have total costs yet. We could, once we got it done, go back and do it, but I want to make the scatter plots first. So we're going to pull in the Tableau data. We're going to drop it in. So we have our column, month, units A, B, C, total cost, and then we're going to go to sheet 1. So this one's going to be pretty easy. We're going to be using units A and total cost. I'm going to hit Control. I'm going to get both of those. I'm going to see what Tableau suggests in the Show Me, and they've got a scatter plot. So we're going to take that. Oh my gosh, that is awful. We've got 8,000 units, 7,000. We got to remember, Tableau loves to aggregate stuff. So go to Analysis, take off the aggregate measures, and there we go. That is units A per total cost. In fact, we'll just change this up here and say units A. Get the sheet name, say OK. Actually, we can go down here and rename this too. I'm a big fan of renaming the tabs also because, once again, it's all about being clear. So we've got this total cost per units A. Let's go and throw the trend line in. So we've got a linear trend line, and that lets us know what the best fit curve for the data is. You'll see that we have an R-squared value of 0.2, so not very good. So it looks like this data does not fit very well to a linear line on its own, which, as we're going to see, should make sense because there's other influence going on here besides just units A. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and duplicate this and then do a quick rename. I'm duplicating it so we don't have to redo a lot of the work, because all I'm going to do is I'll drag up units B where units A is, drag units A off, it goes away, and there we go. Change the name here to units B, and all taken care of. And then we'll do the same thing with C. So we'll duplicate this, and we'll rename this unit C. I think if I wouldn't have deleted the sheet thing, it would have just renamed it what we have on our sheet, but that's okay. Rename unit C. And I do this because it's just really, really quick to make these charts. And there we go. And in fact, if we wanted to look at them all side by side, I got 3 little charts, units A, B, and C. We can play around with them. We can show the different visualizations and whatnot. But just looking at these, and the one nice thing about having all these 3 side by side is we can look at them. We can see that none of them particularly fit to this trend line. So we cannot just go to this data and say, hey, let's just slap a trend line on it because units A was 0.21, units B is 0.46, units V is 0.47. B and C are a little bit better, but it's still not a very good way of doing the cost. So we're going to go to multiple regression. So there is our first part. So now we want to build a multiple regression analysis based on, we want to build a multiple regression model to predict the total production cost. And so that's going to involve the use of our analysis pack. And since this video is already a little bit long, I want to start the next video fresh to go through how we do the multiple regression in Excel, and then we'll analyze it and talk about it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.